lovelies, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to talk you through my current highlight and contour routine for every day. This is a technique I get asked about the most, and what I'm about to show you is actually very easy. In this video I'm going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit, my NARS Creamy Concealer, and my Makeup Revolution blush palette in Hot Spice. With palettes, I find you get more for your money, and they're great if you want to experiment with different colours and different routines and techniques and different makeup looks. And as you can see, I've already applied my foundation and my concealer. This is just to speed the tutorial up so it's not overly complicated for you and you can just concentrate on what I'm doing with the contour and the highlight. So I'm going to take this middle shade in the contour kit and I'm going to use the Real Techniques contour brush. And first of all, before you apply product to the brush, to find where I'm going to place the product is right underneath your cheekbones. So if you roll a pencil or a brush or something, or even if you just feel, you can feel where the bone ends, and that's where the natural shadow of your cheek is cast, and in that space is where you're going to shade. I'm going to dip the brush in the shade, just knock off any excess, bring the colour up into my hairline, and I'm never going to bring it past this part of my face. If you bring it all the way to the mouth, it tends to look like you're sucking on a lemon and it's not a good look, plus it really ages you. So I'm going to do the same on this side. As you can see, I've put too much product on, but don't worry about that. You can take whatever's left on a foundation brush or even a beauty sponge and just blend it out. So once I've done my cheekbones, I like to take some product up into my massive forehead and shade that. And remember, always start in the hairline and bring it down. And actually a great technique for beginners is doing a number 3. You're going to place product in the hairline and you're going to bring it down to your cheekbone, and then you're going to go under into the jaw. And this is a really good everyday contour technique. It's super easy to follow. And I always shade underneath my jawline as well to hide the 40 chins I have. Bring the contour shade down the neck a little bit also, so it doesn't look like a goatee or a beard. And sometimes I like to do my temples also because a natural shadow on me falls there. And this may look a little bit crazy or like I'm applying a lot of product, but once I'm finished it'll look really natural and light, which is what you want. You don't want something heavy every day. And remember, just go lightly with the product in the brush. Just apply little by little, and if you feel you need to build the product up a little bit more, then you can always go back and do that, rather than putting a lot of product on the brush and it being too much straight off. And now this is probably the bit that you've all been waiting for. I'm going to apply the product to my nose. And this is really easy and simple to do also. I'm going to use the same product that I've used on the rest of my face. And if you're a really light skinned girl, you could use MAC eyeshadow Omega and give that a try on your face and let me know what you think. It's a lot more of a cool tone for your face. It hasn't got any orange pigments or red pigments in it, so it might actually really work for you guys. I know when I've been pale skinned, especially in the winter, I've used it a few times and it has actually worked for me. So I'm just going to take, this is a Zoeva 221 brush. You can also use a MAC 217 brush. I find these work a little bit better because they're a bit smaller. And I just want a little bit of product on the end of my brush. And I'm going to bring it from where my brows start. And if you feel the bone there and the natural contour where the shadow lies, this is where you're going to trace with the brush. And I like to bring it all the way down. I know some people don't. So if you wanted to just make this part of your nose slimmer, you could just bring it around the tip of your nose and blend it out. I like to make my nose appear a little bit straighter, the whole nose. So that's why I bring it from the brow. And as you can see, that tiny little bit of product I've used has done the job perfectly. And a good trick is to put a little bit of your contour shade on this small brush again and run it where the natural shadow of your lip hangs over. And this makes your lip appear fuller and more overhanging. As you can see, it creates more of a shadow, making it look larger, which in my opinion is never a bad thing, having larger lips. And now I'm going to take a cheek brush from Real Techniques and I'm going to dip it in a bronzing shade. Any one of these will do. I tend to just mix it up a little bit. And I'm going to run that along the top of where my contour line is, on either side, and a tiny little bit through the sides of my face, just to warm it up a little bit. And after all of this is done, I know it looks really scary, but now I'm going to put a little bit of powder on this brush and I'm just going to buff it all into the face and blend everything out so there's no harsh lines. And any powder will do, pressed one or a loose one, doesn't really matter. And to keep it really simple and easy, I'm just going to use this yellow powder and the pinky powder on the Anastasia palette. I like the yellow powder for underneath the eyes as well because it really brightens your under eyes without them looking too panda-like. So as you can see, I'm just going to firstly dust it through my T-zone and then just buff it all over the face. This is the NARS Creamy Concealer and I'd add that to the tip of my nose. It's really heavily pigmented, this concealer, so I don't like a lot of it on my face. So that's why I've only applied a small dot and I just apply it there and above my brow on each side, and I just apply a small bit to my cupid's bow around the center of my nose, and also where I apply concealer, but I've already applied concealer to my under eyes, so I'm not going to go back in there. And what you want to do is grab a little brush, or you could use your fingers, either or. To keep it simple, I'll just use my fingers. And you just want to pat that out and blend it out. And then just doing the same on my nose. Just patting upwards. Just making sure it's all blended in. So to finish, all I'm going to do is apply my Makeup Revolution blush palette in Hot Spice. And really you can take any shade you like, whichever you prefer. I'm going to get a blush brush This one's a Real Techniques one, even though the writing's rubbed off. I've used it that many times. And I'm going to go for this baked blush here. And this is it gives a really nice iridescence to the cheek, which I like, especially for daytime if I want a nice glowy look. And I'm just going to pat that product on, and I'm always going to apply it the same angle I've applied my contour. And some people like to just apply it to the apples of their cheeks when they smile, but I find if you just let your face rest naturally, and then wherever your contour is, you want to go above that where your cheekbone is, and if you just feel, you can always feel your cheekbone, and that's where you're going to apply the brush. And I always like to sweep it up because I feel that it lifts the face, even on somebody my age, but especially if you're a little bit more mature skin, then I would definitely take the blush up. It just makes your face look a little bit more refreshed and a little bit more lifted, and that's the whole point in makeup, is to lift the face. And then with whatever's left on the powder brush, just gonna again sweep it all over the face. And there you have it. That's my everyday contour routine. So now I'd go in and apply my eye makeup, and I'll be right back to show you the finished look. So guys, that's my everyday contour and highlight routine for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you like this video, please subscribe. If you want to see more, please go to brightlipchick.com. Go to my Twitter @brightlipchick, and also my Instagram, brightlipchick. Take care guys, bye bye.